guys.
What is up, everybody? We are on another edition of the Hooligans on a Saturday afternoon. It is a lovely day. I'm here with my main co-host, Rob.
Yo, what up?
Here. This is sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC, Certified Public Accountants, address 301 Oxford Valley Road, Yardley, PA. Phone number is 215-369-3300. Our public accountants, make them yours. So, the Eagles just wrapped up their second preseason game on Thursday, visiting the New England Patriots up there in Foxborough, those cheating bastards. And we walked away from that game, in my opinion, seeing a lot about our team. Now, my co-host didn't see much of it. I'm not sure how much Ralph saw of it, but what I saw of the game, I was very unimpressed by our defense. Now, it is a preseason game, yes, but you have to have a little bit cause of concern when it comes to a majority of our starters being put out there and Tom Brady being 41 years old, practically shredding us the whole time he's out there. Now, like I said, it is just preseason, but you cannot go into the season playing like that. You're going to get shredded, and you're going to end up flipping the script and being 6-10 instead of 13-3. So I'm going to bring in my co-host, Rob, right here. What's up, Robbie?
What's up?
Not much. So, what do you think? What do you think the Eagles have to do to try to brush off what happened on the defensive side of the ball?
I think these injuries are starting to really pile up.
Yeah.
A lot of these recoveries, a lot of these injuries that are happening, and I think they're really starting to pile up. And this can't continue with these injuries. Guys got to get healthy, and that in itself is really concerning with the amount of injuries going on.
Yeah.
And you know, the offensive line wasn't blocking.
No.
From what I saw, the offensive line was not blocking whatsoever, and it didn't matter who the hell was out on that field.
Right.
It didn't matter if Bart Simpson was playing quarterback for the Eagles. That offensive line was not blocking.
All right, and now
that's concerning too.
And before I start this conversation about the preseason, I need to announce the poll question. The poll question is it okay for Eagles fans or Philadelphia fans in general to do the Eagles chant after a Philly team is losing right after they lose?
No.
It's yes or no. Answer your
I'm going to vote
there.
right now. No.
No? What do you think?
Nah, it's not all right.
No,
I guess against Boston it's fine. You know what I mean? Just to rub it in a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know,
like after the week of the Super Bowl, like when the Phillies started getting April came along and you heard them like here and there in the television broadcast, it was all right. But now we're in August already and you're still hearing them, you know?
Yeah,
it's getting a little repetitive, you know?
You did bring up because it's Boston, but I had a couple of fans pass me on the way out because I hate Boston with a passion. But I had a couple of fans pass me on the way out. He's like, by the way, I'm an Eagles fan. He had a Red Sox jersey on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just because it's a Boston team doesn't necessarily mean that they like the Patriots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it just bothers me when another team loses and you just go back to another team's success.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But I guess it's a way to cope with how things are going. I just don't know. I just don't get it. But, yeah, for me, it's a no. No bueno.
No.
Definitely not. So that answers my poll question. What do we have there on Facebook so far?
So Rob Provia says, no, I feel it's disrespectful to the team you're seeing.
Right.
And then Joseph says, the Eagles chant is acceptable almost any time or place in the Delaware Valley, including but not limited to libraries, church services, and all funerals.
Yeah. No, you know what? I understand that. The Eagles chant is acceptable. You could chant it whenever. Not after a team loses from another sport.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable. And honestly, we were in Cleveland. Yeah, we were in Cleveland for the Brian Dawkins ceremony. I'm wearing a shirt right now. They were chanting Eagles chants at the Cleveland game versus the Angels. All right?
Yeah.
And I was walking back from some bar. It was right outside Cleveland Stadium, and it just wouldn't stop going. I'm like, see, this is cool, but at the same time, it's kind of embarrassing because it's like it's an Angels and Cleveland game. Like, what does that have to do with anything that's going on? No, not everyone knows that Brian Dawkins is getting inducted.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, kind of random, you know? But, yeah, no, to answer the poll question, definitely not. It's not all right. But, you know, people are going to do what they want to do. If you feel it's necessary, do it. If you don't, whatever. But, yeah, we're just giving you an opinion on that. But going back to the preseason game, you know, there is a glaring weakness on the defensive side of the ball right now. And it cannot transition over to the start of the season. Sidney Jones, our second-round pick last year that we picked with a torn Achilles tendon, cannot start this season week 1. He cannot do it. This guy got put on roller skates, ice skates, whatever you want to call it. I think it was in the second quarter. The guy is afraid to play press, the same position he wanted to play. He played terrifically at Washington in college. He's afraid to do it, and I think this injury caught up to him. And I don't think he's ever going to be the same. I could go as far as say he's going to be a bust because no, I'm telling you, I'm being honest. When you tear your Achilles tendon, you have to push off of that, and you look at it, and he's afraid to do it. Like that's
maybe that's a mindset kind of thing.
Yeah.
But eventually, if he's young, I think he'll get over that.
Maybe
Down the road.
Yeah, but how long?
But he did have he did it like 3-4 years down the road. I'm talking.
It's a long time.
But as far as short term. Yeah, but really, I like Ronald Darby and Jalen Mills more than I like Sidney Jones right now.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them, these first 2 preseason games, have played really, really well. Darby's got to learn how to catch.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to learn how to fucking secure the ball. And I remember Malcolm Jenkins had that issue when he first came on the Eagles.
Yep.
There was a couple times Malcolm Jenkins dropped pick sixes right in front of him.
Yeah.
But right now, I like the way Jalen Mills is playing. I like the way Ronald Darby's playing. Only time will tell. And a lot of folks are screaming for trade Ronald Darby.
Well, I mean,
For Sidney Jones. Yeah, that's looking real great right now, don't you think?
Yeah, it's looking terrible.
Fuck out. I'm glad they didn't pull that off.
Yeah, Ronald Darby, the only concern I have with Ronald Darby is that he drops too many balls that are coming his way.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if that's the only concern I'm going to have, I guess I'm all right with it. He covers perfectly. He tackles well. And we'll get into that rule change later because I have a lot of thoughts on that. But
Oh, yeah, that's fucking...
But, he covers, he defends well, and, I actually like Ronald Darby. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a touchy situation when it comes to that.
No, I asked this on Wednesday, too, to the guys on the fix. I asked them, who would you rather keep long-term since both contracts are up this year? Either Jay Ajayi or Ronald Darby. So I'm going to ask the same question to you guys and see where you guys are at.
That's a tough one because Jay Ajayi is the feature back on this offense and Ronald Darby playing how he is on defense. And, with the Eagles, with these cornerbacks over the last 10 years, good corners don't seem hard to come by. So, yeah, that's a really tough situation.
I'm going to go Ronald Darby.
Okay.
All right, the reason being the knee issue with Jay Ajayi. If Jay Ajayi didn't have the bone-to-bone knee issue, like it's not like he's not injured or anything like that, but if he gets injured, he's pretty much done. Long-term wise, like we're talking 5 years, I'd keep Ronald Darby over Jay Ajayi, and we could find a running back in the draft.
Yeah.
That's what I would
Running
do.
backs are really replaceable.
They are. And, Jay
We've seen
Ajayi, he's
that
a stud.
yeah, he is a stud.
Yeah.
You got Darren Sproles retiring at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then Corey Clement, who I haven't seen enough out of Corey Clement to be able to say, oh, yeah, he's going to be the Eagles' feature back moving forward. So, but they do it. Josh Adams has, in preseason, has played well. And dude, Josh Adams was a stud at Notre Dame. If not for injuries, he would have been taken in like the second or third round.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and we have some comments over here we have a lot of comments over here on YouTube. David Roska chimes in. He says Eagles will have a great start this season as an underdog. We're actually starting as a favorite. We're a 4-point favorite going into week 1, but I see what you mean. David in Atlanta, he chimes in. He said, we will see, dude. He's an Atlanta Falcons fan. F-Team says Mike is kind of low. Well, I guess we'll try to fix that. And then David in Atlanta says he thinks it's fine. Dave also says you better hope Brady and the Pats on both sides came to play. That was obvious. I honestly think, I'll answer that question. I think that the Pats came to play that game. I don't think they're bullshitting because what is Tom Brady doing in week 2 of the preseason? He's 41 years old. He has nothing left to prove. Why does he want to play?
They did this against the Giants the one year after they lost to the Giants.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah. He didn't only play. He played like he was trying to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, he absolutely shredded us. So, to answer your question, David, I think they were playing. Like, I really do. And, that's why I kind of try to point out our weaknesses in general. Because I really think that they were going full speed ahead. So it was a little concerning for me, but we'll see what happens there. F-Team says I'll go with Darby for the same reason. He was talking about the Jay Ajayi contract opposed to the Ronald Darby contract, saying that like the injury might keep it up. David in Atlanta says Eagles might be better since we lost 2 guys in the playoffs, but so are we. I still think we're the team to beat, but after these 2 preseason games, who knows?
The thing about preseason games, like, I feel when the Eagles don't do well in the preseason, they end up doing well in the regular season.
Right.
And then when they do well in the preseason, they don't do well in the regular season. So I'm almost kind of like happy they lost those 2 first preseason games.
Yeah. But we only have an hour on Facebook, so what is being talked over there on the Facebook?
Still, there's still the two
The
still
two?
comments. Yeah.
All right, yeah, cool.
All right.
And we have a lot over here on YouTube, so this looks like it's kind of a YouTube show. But yeah, I mean, the preseason, it's hit or miss. You don't know what to make of it. Yes, because not all the starters are playing the full game, but it's still kind of concerning when some of your starters are out there and they're not performing to your standards. And I'm going to get into this right now before anyone asks me this question that is inevitably going to be asked. What did I think of Nick Foles? Thursday night, he didn't play well, all right? And the thing about Nick Foles is I think he's going to start week 1. That's just my opinion. And this offensive line better figure their shit out, or else it's just going to get bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nick Foles isn't Carson Wentz. He can't run away. And you're just going to end up – you're going to murder the guy.
Did Nick Foles play well? No. But I think that the offensive line is much more of a concern. Little V was just getting killed.
Little V?
He was getting pummeled, Little V.
Yeah.
And the rest of that offensive line was getting just absolutely beat. It's like, whoa.
Right.
So that's much more of a concern than, the way Nick Foles played.
See, I'll give Big V a pass, though, because Big V filled in very well for Jason Peters.
That was last year.
Yeah, but now that he sees that Jason Peters is on the other side of the right behind his back. Like, I mean, he's breathing down his neck. He knows he's going to start. He's like, oh, he's got the starting position anyway. Why do I got to try so hard for anyway? I'm just busting my ass to do for no reason. So I feel if it's his position, he'd play better. So that's why people were like.
And it's not.
Yeah, but what if we traded away Jason Peters?
Why would we trade away Jason Peters?
Because of how Big V played in the playoffs last year. He filled in perfectly.
Doesn't matter. They're not going to trade Peters.
I mean, Peters has like one year left.
It's final year.
Final year.
He's going at the end of the year too.
So who are we going to replace him with?
Big V.
Big V?
Or Little V, I'm sorry.
Little V?
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, yeah. All right. F-Deem says, Nick was rusty. We know what we have in him. They'll make the play calls to help him if he has to play. All right. I agree with you, but last night he didn't look too good. Well, the night before. David in Atlanta says, Rob Kyle, did you see Calvin Ridley highlights? No, I haven't.
No.
I have to go check him out. And
he's going to be their slot receiver, right?
Yeah, I think
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it
Sanu's still
sounds
there,
like.
right?
Sanu's still there.
Mohamed Sanu's there.
Yeah, so he goes right
Yeah.
into the slot. Yeah,
Right into the slot.
They still got that Gabriel.
I think so.
Gabriel. Yeah, I mean the Atlanta Falcons.
No, he's with the Bears now. Okay, then that's why.
I'm not. We have some fighting going on in the YouTube comments.
What's
section.
going on?
It's David in Atlanta going back and forth with F teams. They're talking shit back and forth. Yeah, I mean week 1. Time will tell. It's 2 weeks away still, but I'm still. I want to see people come out of the preseason uninjured.
Yeah.
Unscathed. That's all I want. And honestly, yeah, like the preseason game, Patriots. Honestly, I saw a lot of glaring weaknesses, but they could be fixed. We have good coaching. We've made good moves. We brought in Bennett, and honestly, guys, a majority of our wide receivers didn't play. So we had Mike Wallace playing, I believe, on the outside. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, Mike Wallace on the outside.
He was on the outside.
Yeah.
And that's his first time playing with Nick Foles and the whole offense.
But see, what concerns me, if Alshon Jeffrey's not there, you got Mike Wallace trying to be the number 1 receiver, and that's not going to happen.
And he's 32 years
Nah,
old.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
I also saw this on the book yesterday. Dez left Cleveland without a contract.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And
Yeah.
if Alshon ain't ready for 6 weeks, you bring in Dez for a temporary replacement.
I wouldn't bring him in.
I like it. And honestly, I'm agreeing with Ralphie here because Dez Bryant to me, before
Maybe he's a number 1 receiver.
Dez is an amazing talent. The problem is he's in his own head sometimes. And if you bring him to a team like Philadelphia Eagles, who play as a team, you have the perfect coaching to fit his mindset.
That's my concern too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly think that we could turn him into what he used to be. And when he burnt Bradley Fletcher for like 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
that was
that
pretty
was
sick.
That was pretty bad.
I tell you the truth, I would bring in Dez. I would. But, you know, some people don't want to bring in Dez because of his attitude and his off-the-field issues. But, you know, whatever. You know, this is about talent. This is about the team. We brought in Michael Bennett. A lot of people don't like his off-the-field issues, but we brought him in for depth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, honestly.
So Tommy on
Nice.
Facebook says no to the poll question. What up, boys?
It's about time. It's about time you agree with me, Tommy.
And
Only took 5 fucking shows.
Matt Curley says no. Why chant for a team with 1 championship in 57 years? Makes no sense.
Yeah. I mean, the Philly, all right. One championship in 57 years. That sounds like someone that's talking shit. 1 championship in 57 years. Well, guess what? It was 57 years well worth it. That's what I'm going to say. And we're just going to get more and more and more. This is Wentz's time now, all right? Foles got us the first one. Now we're playing with house money. Wentz is going to get 3 to 4 more before he leaves Philadelphia, and we will end up with 5, all right? We will.
I hope.
Yeah, no, we will. Because honestly, in my opinion, Wentz is that good. He just needs to stay healthy. He needs to keep that knee healthy. He needs to protect it because people are going to want to kill him every single Sunday. Like these guys, they could aim perfectly for a knee, and that's exactly what they're going to try to do. So, you know, you have to make sure that he's he's protected well. And from what I saw on Thursday, the offensive line's kind of worrisome. So you can't have him run every single play because he's playing on a pretty bum knee. So, I mean, yeah.
Pocket passer.
Yep. Well, we'll see. I mean, from what I saw a couple years ago, well, it was a couple years ago, but he wasn't the most accurate pocket passer. So, we'll see. He's good when people are open in the middle of the field. So, when he runs away from pressure, throws it over the middle of the field, he's perfect. But we'll see as a pocket passer. I don't know. I need to see more. F-Team says Gibson looked good. He looks comfortable now. May take Mac's spot. Gibson is a lock for this team. I'm telling you right here, right now.
5th receiver.
He is a lock for this team. He's a perfect kickoff returns perfect. Could you use him as a punt returner?
You might be able to.
You're still gonna use Sproles, or are you gonna use
Sproles
him?
is your best option.
Well, I'll tell you one person that ain't making this team, and that's Donnell Pumphrey.
Oh, he sucks, dude.
Yeah.
He ain't making this team.
Donnell
Matt Jones too. Matt Jones is gone. Pumphrey's gone.
Yeah.
Who else?
Matt Jones gone. Pumphrey's gone. Senior Aiken is gone.
Joe Callahan's gone.
Joe Callahan.
How about how bad he looked first
Sucks.
preseason game? He was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Did Hackenberg play last week or he didn't play?
No, he practiced. He threw 2 picks on 2 passes, so that was pretty expected. But I don't.
So
see
he
him-
didn't play
I don't think he played on
in the Patriots preseason game.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I kind of zoned out after the 3rd quarter. But if he was in there, I didn't hear anything magnificent. So it's what you're expecting from Hackenberg. He's not a good talent at all. I mean,
He's not.
they wasted him at Penn State. I'm going up on some of these comments. We have a lot on YouTube.
Damn.
A lot.
Yeah, because of Slitta.
Crazy Cooter said, "We struggled last year in preseason, so I'm not worried." Yeah, we struggled a little bit, but
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
I'm out, and like I said, same thing.
yeah, we struggled.
Well,
a
they
little
don't
bit.
do well in the preseason. They do well in the regular season.
But we also struggled in 2012 when Michael Vick was getting eaten up by the offensive line.
No, they were
woes.
4-0 in the preseason that year.
Were they
Yeah.
that year?
Yep, that year they
Shit,
were
all
4-0
right.
in the preseason, 4-12 in the regular season.
Yeah. Well, that really didn't transition well. F Team says Taylor Hart is gone. I agree with that. David, an Atlanta Falcons fan, says Ridley was used as a kickoff returner and wide receiver last year. Calvin Ridley at Alabama. Yeah, I agree. Henry Pena. David, he's talking about David. And, yeah, that's pretty much all we have so far. I'm scrolling up. But, still looking. Anything else there on Facebook?
Let me see. Check in real quick.
You don't know Josh Adams didn't get drafted.
Hunter Shannon said, "I guess someone who's butthurt would say that." I guess that's to the Tom, what you were saying about
Yeah.
Tom.
I guess that's someone's butt. No, man. Like, honestly, like, it's called agree to disagree. And me and Tom, we disagree all the time. Like, literally every single time he says something, I disagree with it. So it's pretty rare that he's agreeing with me there. It is pretty rare. But Tom's a good dude. I think he's coming back from his vacation right now. Chris M. chiming in says, Hackenberg was garbage with the Jets. Calling him garbage is a disrespectful to the word garbage. He's worse than garbage. F-Team says Browns and Lions went 4-0 in their preseason games. The years they went 0-16. Good point.
And the Lions in '08 went 4-0 in preseason,
Yeah.
0-16 in the regular season.
0-16. No bueno. And he asked a baseball question. Yeah, David asked a baseball question. How do you see the NL East ending up?
Same thing I told him on the phone last night, or texting or whatever. Last night I told him, look, I think it's going to come down to those final 3 games in Philly.
Final 3 games?
The final 3 games of the year. We can see him 4 times the week before that in Atlanta.
Mhm.
You got to take advantage of when you get them.
I think at the end of the season, I think we face Atlanta 8 times.
We face Atlanta 7 times the
like
last 11 games or
yeah,
something.
like that.
And then Colorado for 4 in between. That's gonna be tough down the stretch. You gotta prepare well for it.
Dave, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt here. I think Atlanta right now, no offense, guys, I think Atlanta is the better team. I think their young talent's just a little bit better. I think their coaching's a little bit better, and I think Atlanta will win that division, and the Phillies will get the wild card. That's just how I see it. Because Atlanta's they're on fire, and I like that Acuna kid.
Yeah,
like, he's very
right
good.
now they're all alone in the for first in the wild card. The Phillies. We'll get to the baseball later on in the show.
Are they really?
What?
The Braves are 30-19 versus the NL East.
Yeah.
5. I know they're
holy
7-5
shit.
against the Phillies. That I know.
Wow.
I don't know about the rest of the. Actually, I believe that because they've owned the Mets this year and the Marlins, both of those badly.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
And they just swept the Marlins in a 4-game series earlier on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a couple days ago, that was.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get on the baseball a little bit later, but they're saying Aaron Nola should win Cy Young. I think it's gonna go to Scherzer.
Well, he would have if Aaron Nola pitches well down the stretch, continues this down the stretch, he will win Cy Young.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
But we'll get on the baseball a little bit later. Now, going back to the Eagles real quick, But like I said before, our QB situation, everyone's like, yeah, we have Carson Wentz. He's coming back. No one's going to take his starting job. You guys are right. But we have to look at the backups right now. And you cannot have someone like Nick Foles getting injured and then being replaced with someone like Joe Callahan or Nate Sudfeld. Everyone's like, oh, Sudfeld's so good. Look at his passes. It's the preseason.
He's gone up against the Patriots B team. Come on.
Like, I want to root for the guy, but come on. Like, everyone's saying Nate Sudfeld could have won the Super Bowl for us. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, no one, and I mean no one, was more on fire during that whole playoff run in the NFL than Nick Foles was. Now, everything you saw in that preseason game with Tom Brady shredding us, he was doing that. He was doing that in the Super Bowl. But you guys didn't realize that because Nick Foles was doing the same exact thing. And people don't want to credit Nick Foles for doing that. They want to say, oh, the defense strip sack. The defense in the Super Bowl was garbage. The defense was
they made like
so
a couple
bad.
Good plays all game. That was it.
The defense was garbage. Like Malcolm Jenkins hitting Brandon Cooks, which would be a penalty in today's game. Knocking Brandon Cooks out of the game helped. I'll give him that. The strip sack ended the game. Other than that, what did they do? They did nothing the whole game. And that's my current concern going into the year is our defense, because we have pretty much the same defense coming back from last year, minus Patrick Robinson. What are you going to do in the secondary? Sidney Jones looks like garbage. Ronald Darby, he played okay in the Super Bowl. Jalen Mills, in my opinion, he's good, not great. Our pass rush has to get to the QB. And last year, they kind of were non-existent when it came to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were non-existent in the big championship game. So, and on Thursday, they were really non-existent. So going into the season, in my opinion, you have to score more points than other – well, obviously you got to score more points, but you got to really score more points than other opponent or else you're not going to do as well, because our defense does not look good right now. So that's why I don't get all the Nick Foles hate. I really don't, because Nick Foles was the most dynamic quarterback in last year's postseason. He was, other than Tom Brady, and it showed.
So Hunter Shannon on Facebook again says, this is a big one. So
Okay.
the Eagles have won many of championships before they were called Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So for someone to say they only won one, just stupid, excuse my language. But I do understand the part with the Super Bowls, but there will be many more to come. As Doug would say, this is our new regular. And he also says Nate Sudfeld's trash. I think he's so inaccurate.
He sucks. Nate Sudfeld
He's
is
not
awful.
that. He's not that good.
No, what's his name? The guy?
Hunter Shannon.
Hunter Shannon, you are dead on. Nate Sudfeld sucks, all right? Now, I watch this guy. He has some zip on his passes. He throws the ball a lot quicker than Nick Foles does. I'll give him that. But the guy is inaccurate. He's trash, and that's why he's the third stringer. You know, and this guy could not win us the Super Bowl last year. He would have not have won the Super Bowl last year. And I hate when people say that. It just pisses me off. And I think they're just trying to piss me off. And it's actually working. F Deem says Darby struggled after his injury, but we will see where he is now. He did struggle after his injury.
He did. He came back last year. He wasn't the same.
No, we were actually at the game where he got injured. It was the Redskins.
Yeah,
game
the
week
Redskins
1.
week 1. Yeah.
Yeah, he was down on the ground, and then the bastard Redskins fans around us were like laughing and cheering, and we were like, "What the fuck's happening?" They were assholes, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, huge assholes. But yeah, we really got to figure out what's happening with this offensive line, especially if Wentz isn't going to be ready for week 1. We'll see what happens there. I don't know. And F Team says he makes nice throws at times, but he's inconsistent. He's talking about Sudfeld. Sudfeld.
Well, that's why he's not. He's third on the depth chart.
Sudfeld went, 6th round, right, to the Redskins, right? 6th or 7th round?
6th or 7th.
There's a reason why he went to 6th and 7th round.
Yeah.
There's always a reason to where people are drafted. Reason why Carson, the whole comparison between Dak and Carson Wentz, and you saw it last year.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Carson was a top 2 pick in the draft, and there's a reason why Dak fell to the 4th round.
Right.
One reason, because Dak stinks.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's about placement. Not everyone's Tom Brady getting picked in the 6th round and succeeding the way he did. You know, the 6th round is the 6th round. That's pretty much your lane to stay in. And, yeah, it's rare to be successful that far out.
It is very rare.
Henry Pena chimes in. He said, Patriot fans are stupid, in my opinion. They act like it got something in which it was just a preseason game. They are very stupid. They were
acting as if they won. They were 1-1 against us and shit.
Yeah, they were like
this year.
Idiots. And then they saw the billboard up there that our Eagles fans put up there for the week.
Gina Lewis.
Yeah, Gina Lewis. Go
follow her on Twitter.
You know, and that brings me to another question. Why were people bashing the billboard? I understand it wasn't the prettiest thing to look at, but it's the thought that counts.
Because people have no lives.
Exactly.
They just want to bitch about stupid shit. They just want to get. It's just an excuse to bitch and complain about something.
Yeah. You know, it's bullshit. You know, someone tries to do something nice, and people want to complain about it just because it's not what they like.
Yeah, right.
I hate that shit. You know. Philly 500 chimes in. Yo, everybody, how you doing?
Yo, everybody, how you doing?
Yeah, go subscribe to him on YouTube. Philly 500, amazing video maker, does live streams all the time. What's up, Philly 500? How you doing? And everyone's saying, what's up, Philly 500? Yeah, he came a long way, very quick.
Yeah.
If we had our first stringers in, we will definitely smash them for facts. I don't know if we would have smashed them, but yeah, I don't know what to make of it because Tom Brady was balling on Thursday, like literally.
Our
balling.
offense, it would have had to, and then with certain guys not playing.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, Wentz, Peters, all out.
All out.
Or did Ertz even play or no?
Ertz did play.
He played early because I
Yeah.
thought I saw him running around on the field, and I was watching the start of the game at McFadden's.
Yeah. You know.
So.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we will see.
Yeah, I'm good. Philly 500. You know, I saw your live stream the other night. That was awesome. I had like a lot of views. That was amazing. But yeah, there's nothing really to be concerned about in my opinion, other than the Sidney Jones position. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay going into banner night. Although I do think the Atlanta Falcons game will be tough because they're gonna want to come for us after we closed them out in the divisional game. But you know what? It's okay. Come for us. We got the target. We love it. We embrace it. We're the Philadelphia Eagles. We are now the best team in the league. And that's that. No one else is better than us. Vikings aren't. Saints aren't. Nobody. You got to come through Philly, baby. And that's that. David in Atlanta says, chillin' Philly, excited. He's talking to Philly 500. Anything else there on Facebook?
Nope.
Nope, not for right now?
Nope.
That's cool. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions on here regarding the preseason, you feel free to ask them. I'll answer them. And right now we're gonna go on to the NFL rule, the helmet rule.
That's
what do you want to say
this
about
shit
that
ruins
first?
the fucking game. I mean, seriously, it ruins the fucking game because now people can't fucking hit at all. You can't fucking what the fuck do they think? You got to wrap and tackle only? Anything else is a penalty and all this shit. This fucking idiot Roger Goodell is ruining the fucking game, and it's getting old. It's getting old every single year. Penalty after penalty after penalty. They start adding up.
I hate to break it to you, bro, It's not Roger Goodell. It's actually Troy Vincent. Troy Vincent's the one that's making the rules. He's putting them into play. Roger Goodell, he's just trying to save the pocket. I get where the frustration's coming from, but it's actually Troy Vincent putting these stupid rules into play. Now, I will defend the helmet rule just a little bit. I'll defend it because they really want to protect the integrity of the game. They want to protect the player's safety at the same time. What they're basically doing is they're like,
This is the sport, though, where your career can end on any play.
oh, definitely. And this is what they're doing, though. They're going back to Pee Wee. They're going back to what they taught you in high school. And they're saying, listen, you got to fucking learn how to form tackle or else you're going to get penalized for it. Like, running into people head first, yeah, that'll kill you. Like, literally. And I'm not trying to defend the rule that much because I still think it's stupid. But I can see where they're coming from a little bit. They're really trying to get rid of people putting their head first in the people's shoulder pads. Because that prevents concussions and it prevents them from getting sued.
Yeah.
Down the road.
Well, also, who was it last year? I think it was Mike Williams for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, we had that whole media spell about it.
Yeah.
About the whole head contact stuff. About how the 1 year where I think he knocked out AJ Green.
Yeah.
And he said, well, it's not my fault. Andy Dalton's the one that threw the ball over the middle and didn't, connect them chest to chest.
Yeah.
Like, and it's also another fact that you got grown ass men going full speed. You're expecting somebody to pull up, like on a dime like that. Nah, it's football, man. Like I grew up.
They want to eliminate the kickoffs. They want to fucking do this.
Yeah.
They want to fucking penalize you if you're hitting helmet to helmet. They want to penalize you if you're like lowering your head a little bit and not even hitting in the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what the fuck?
Well, like he
might
said,
as well just turn it into flag football. To
No,
be honest.
Yeah, right.
no, but like Ralph just said, the game is so quick to the point you don't know how to call the play.
Yeah.
Because you just see it for a split second.
And
You don't see it
some
on
of the
replay.
blame goes on the quarterback for not throwing the right pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the quarterbacks are professional athletes. They throw on a dime. They throw accurately. It's like an MLB pitcher. They know where to locate the ball. Throw it in the right place and no one will get killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll make an example. Sheldon Brown 10 years ago nailing Reggie Bush.
Mhm.
That was totally Drew Brees' fault.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, would that hit be called a penalty? No, it actually wouldn't. It was a form tackle. And that's what the league wants it to turn into. But if you're a quarterback throwing hospital passes like that, you're going to get your player killed.
Mhm.
And, the quarterback's got to do a better job, definitely. All right, so we have some comments here on YouTube. EDP chiming in. He's like, he's talking about Roger Goodell. He's like, I want to piss in his mouth. And EDP's like, I've been all right. And then he says he loves Rob.
All right.
Yeah.
Is this on YouTube?
Yeah, this is on
nice,
YouTube.
nice.
Yeah. And Roger Goodell is a mouthpiece for the owners. F. Deem says Goodell isn't the problem, it's the owners. I gotta disagree with that. The owners, you know what? They have a chunk of change. And by a chunk of change, I mean like billions of dollars. All right? They can do whatever they want with their money. They're not going to want to diminish the game. They're going to want to bring money in. Roger Goodell's the guy that's trying to prevent the league from getting sued because that's his job. So, yeah, he's going to try to create less concussions, less lawsuits. So, yeah, he's going to change the integrity of the game a little bit. And it's getting a little bit overkill, but, that's what he's trying to do. And, I don't respect it, but I guess that's the wallet of the NFL. Philly 500 says, I hope it doesn't slow down the game. Oh, Philly 500, it will slow down the game, 100%. Not only will it slow down the game, at the end of games where it's a crucial situation, could be 24-24, opening day, Atlanta Falcons. Your first and goal, Matt Ryan throws a ball, Julio Jones in the middle of the end zone. And, someone like Ronald Darby makes him drop the pass. It's first and goal. Boom, flag. Helmet right to the shoulder. It's going to really change. I'm telling you right now, it's going to change.
That crowd might riot.
Oh, that crowd will riot. Those referees will not exit the stadium in one piece. I'm telling you right now, it's putting the refs' lives in danger when it comes to Philadelphia.
When's that high school principal Pete Morelli gonna be reffing?
I don't know. Yeah, that's his profession.
That's
right?
his
I'm
job.
sorry, yeah.
A high school principal.
He's a high school
He's a high school
principal.
principal.
Yeah, we need full-time refs, man.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we definitely.
And look at the MLB, man. Full-time umps.
They're full-time umpires.
full-time
full
umps.
time.
Yeah, exactly. Pete Morelli's a fucking
And they get their shit right, the MLB.
Yeah,
the
they
only
do.
thing that was really holding the MLB back is, and I was, I was watching First Take yesterday.
Yeah.
And I don't usually agree with Stephen A. Smith, and I don't usually agree with them fucking idiots on First Take.
Yeah.
But he was right. Like, the MLB's trying to, like, hold on to their old tradition dating back to the fucking 50s, 60s, and 70s. You got to get with the program and get with today's world.
Yeah.
And the instant
Today's
replay
world, yeah.
and the instant replay shit that they resisted for like 20 years the way they did, they finally got in today's game, and now they're getting it like basically every call right.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? As a Phillies fan, you know how many times that not having instant replay has cost the Phillies games.
A lot.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure they're not the only team around baseball.
I'm not really
So-
a fan. To be honest with you, I'm not really a fan of instant replay in baseball. I'm a huge fan of it in the NFL, but not as much in baseball. I think you should have left baseball alone when it came to instant replay, but
Nah.
I don't know. It's just I guess it's different opinions. I don't know. But
The NFL with the penalties, that's gonna bring the sport downhill soon.
yeah, no,
At this rate, it's gonna kill the sport.
yeah, and you know what, David? I agree to an extent. Defenders should be able to hit and play football. Yeah, yeah, but you're not the one doing it. Like, I mean, yeah, these players get millions of dollars to not fuck up on the football field, but at the same time, it's a gladiator sport. You know, it's violent. It's more violent than fighting, in my opinion, because these guys are built like trucks and they're hitting each other at like 20 miles an hour, like every single play. You know, imagine getting hit by that once. You know, these guys get hit every single day, and there's been numerous news reports of players getting CTE, like Aaron Hernandez, for example, before he died in prison.
He had CT, like
He had
severe cases
severe
of CTE.
severe CTE, and he was young. He was like
27.
27,
Yeah.
and we're talking about when he was playing football at 24. So yeah, I could see why they're changing these rules. Like, it's no joke. These players are getting bigger. They're letting
Bigger, stronger, faster.
they're letting steroids in the league. There's no doubt about that. They don't care about steroids.
Yeah.
They don't. They drug test maybe once.
Well, and
once a
then
year.
they tell the players when they're drug testing and shit.
Yeah, they tell them.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they tell them. Like, you could use roids from December until like March, and then they'll drug test you once, and then you'd have to stay off them for like a
Yeah.
month, and then you go right back on them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's a crazy sport. It's very violent. It's a very violent sport. That's why I love it. But at the same time, yeah, some of these hits are very vicious, and they could kill somebody. So
Yep.
That's
So
why they're looking out for it.
Michael Magruder Jr. says on Facebook, right, the league changing up everything. Shit, if y'all do that, the league should expand the playoffs and eliminate 2 preseason games. Just saying.
Well, the reason why, and what's his name?
Michael Magruder.
Michael Magruder. Good question, Mike. The reason why they're not eliminating the preseason games like everyone wants them to is because, first of all, you're going to take away some revenue from the league. And second of all, it gives more time for the practice squad guys to get a look. You know, because we're not necessarily looking at the starters because they only play two quarters max anyway. You're looking at the guys that really have no shot of contending in the league as a starter. So if you see that diamond in the rough, it gives them more time to perform in a preseason game and maybe light somebody up. You never know. So that's why there's 4 preseason games. Do I like having 4 preseason games? No. I think it's boring. But at the same time,
Especially that 4th preseason game. That shit's like the boringest fucking crap you'll ever watch in
Yeah.
your life.
yeah, but preseason games
You
aren't.
want to get bored? See the 4th preseason game against the Jets. You'll be very bored very quick.
Yeah, but preseason games aren't for the fans. Preseason games are for the guys that may not make the league.
Yeah.
That's what they're for.
And for the guys that are in the 6th, 7th, and undrafted guys, you know, it's basically these 4 games
They
are
want
are
to
their
make
Super
the team.
Bowls.
Yeah, they want to make
it's the
team.
Super Bowl.
Like Corey Clement last year. Like, he showed what he could do in preseason last year. He had
Look
4
what
games
happened to
do it.
him.
Look what
Yeah.
happened to him. Exactly. It's a prime example. Like Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. I'm pretty sure he had to perform in the preseason.
Oh yeah.
Then he got the nod when Drew Bledsoe went down. So, you know, it's yeah. I get the whole preseason thing. It might be boring, but you need to kind of have 4 preseason games for the
Yeah.
players. You kind of need to, and I'm fine with that.
You know who is shining in preseason? And I know it's only preseason, but Baker's looking pretty good, man.
All right.
Baker Mayfield.
He's looking pretty good.
Maybe the Browns finally got something.
yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, we'll see. I like Sam Darnold. I like Sam Darnold.
He didn't look good in that last preseason game, but
Versus
I like
Washington?
but I like Darnold though.
Yeah, but you know who else didn't look good in the first preseason game, but the last one? Josh Allen.
Josh Allen doesn't look good from what I heard.
I like Josh Allen a lot.
I liked him because in college he reminded me a lot of Carson Wentz.
Yeah, he did. He played at Wyoming.
Yeah, he played at Wyoming,
Yeah.
a very small school.
Yeah, I like him a lot. The one quarterback I don't like is Rosen. I hate Rosen. I think Rosen's going to be one of the worst prospects in the league ever. I think he's
Garbage.
I think he's awful.
He's on what, Arizona?
Yeah, he's behind Sam Bradford, and he has no shot of starting. He has no shot of starting.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, I also like Lamar Jackson, but he's...
Well, like I said with Baltimore, if Joe Flacco gets hurt, that's Lamar Jackson's job.
I think
and
Lamar
he's
Jackson's
not.
the start from day one. I think Joe Flacco sucks.
Well, it would kind of remind me if what the deal would have ended up being if the Eagles took Russell Wilson in 2012.
It would have changed our whole landscape.
But what it would have happened is what would have likely have happened would have been when Michael Vick got hurt in 2012 and Russell Wilson looked amazing in the preseason. Russell Wilson probably would have relieved Michael Vick when Michael Vick got hurt that year. And then he would have took over, and then he'd still be the quarterback of the Eagles. Yeah. And Andy Reid, unfortunately, would still be the coach here. So
yeah, I mean, Andy Reid. Listen, and everyone likes to give shit to Andy Reid for not giving us a title, but, he was a very successful head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. And every single show, I pay my dues to Andy Reid because,
he was fucking terrible.
You didn't like him. And
he got conservative way too many times with his play calling late in games.
But he was
cost
a player's
him
coach.
Way too many times. Okay, and
he was a player's coach. He was team first. He loved the city of
and
Philadelphia.
Doug Peterson was too, except he didn't get conservative with his play calling several different times late in games.
Well, technically, Doug Peterson called the second half of that Kansas City Chiefs-Patriots game in 2016 that cost them the game.
But who was the head coach of that team?
It was Andy Reid.
Okay, then there you go.
But Doug Peterson was the play caller.
Doesn't matter. Andy Reid got conservative in that game too, and even Chiefs fans out there are finally starting to see it.
Well, I mean,
hey, we tried to warn them, but they didn't want to listen. So
were they what 21-0, right, in that wild card game?
21-3, and they blew it.
Yeah, against the
Stop running the ball, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, they stopped running the ball in the second half.
Well, Andy Reid doesn't like running the ball, and that's why people.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
here.
that's why he got the quarterback that who's starting right now. You know what I mean? The gunslinger, Pat Mahomes. So.
Yeah, he loves when.
Yeah, but Mahomes is good from what I've seen.
You see that dime piece?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. He Andy Reid loves mobile quarterbacks. He loves them.
And Mahomes is somewhat mobile.
Yeah. No, he's quick. He throws 70 miles an hour. And
he's good.
Yeah, he's very good. He's a cannon. So, I mean, I wish nothing but the best for Andy Reid. I really do. I hope he gets very far this year. I just don't know if he will because...
he'll find a way to fuck that up.
Yeah, probably. But, some comments here in the comments section. Allen made a Wentz-like play the other night. Yeah, I actually saw that. This was the year to draft a QB. What the hell is that?
You good, Rob?
You good over there, Rob? All right, F-Team says, watch the games. Rosen looked good. Rosen can look as good as he wants in the preseason. It doesn't matter for the regular season. I'm not a fan of Rosen at all. Like, I think he's going to be a pure bust. And did I see that 67-yard bomb to Tyreek Hill? I didn't really watch, to be honest with you. But that sounds pretty impressive. 67 yards. Wow.
It was like a perfect pass, though.
Chris M says, Darnold was all right, but that Jets O-line doesn't look good. The Jets O-line is never good.
I just saw the interception and the couple bad throws he made in that preseason game against the Redskins.
Yeah, Jets O-line's never good.
But the Jets always never have a good offensive line, it seems like.
Never.
They're like the Colts. The Colts never have a good offensive line. They never addressed it for like 5 years.
Yep.
I mean, Jesus Christ, but...
Yeah, exactly. And, comments, it's a violent sport. Yeah, F-Team says it's a violent sport. These players have to realize this shit happens.
Your career can end on any given play.
Yeah, it can, but at the same time, you got to try to, limit it just a little bit. And I know that's what they sign up for, but me being a human being, I'm like, yeah, I mean, if there's any way to, limit that, you definitely can. And there's ways to do it. Are they doing too much to the game to limit it? Maybe a little bit, but whatever. It is what it is. You're just going to have to deal with it. And Mahomes flung it. Hill was running past 3 defenders. Yeah, well, Hill's really quick. And interception was on 4th and 1, tried to make a play, and got picked off. I think he's talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't really watch much of preseason last night or the night before other than the Philadelphia Eagles. because I just don't
I'll catch the highlights of some of the other games. Of
Yeah,
what
I mean-
else is going on, but I ain't watching if like a big play happens, I'll see it. But
Yeah, exactly. Anything else there on Facebook, Ralph?
Yeah, but the whole emoji thing's popping up. So if you want to keep on going with YouTube until I can get this all figured out.
Yeah, definitely. F Team says he had a guy on his shoulder. They're still talking about what's his name, Pat Mahomes. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna catch up on some of these preseason games, but right now, I haven't seen much of it because my schedule's so busy, and obviously I'm freaking out about the Eagles right now. Like I really am.
spazzing out.
I'm spazzing out, man. I'm spazzing out. The season's coming quick. I totally forgot about the Super Bowl championship already.
Doesn't seem like the fans are when they're chanting Eagles after the Phillies lose.
Well, I'm not like the fans.
I'm not like that though. I remember back in 2012, the Eagles lost to they lost to the Redskins, and
Yeah.
they were chanting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Sixers because they were like the only hope of the city at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are like,
People are
I can't
weird.
stand that.
Yeah.
And I question your fanhood too when you're doing shit like that.
Just a little
Like
bit.
stick with the fucking teams. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
So I hate that shit.
Yeah, like I mean, like for me, I'll get emotional when the banners dropped. I know I will because
Are you gonna cry like you did after they
the
won?
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I haven't cried as much as I did for that game. Like all my tears were let out. It was on the strip sack. It wasn't even at the end of the game. It was on the strip sack.
Mine was at the end of the game.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll get a little emotional. I know I will because I'll be drinking alcohol, and that's what happens. You get emotional.
Chances are I'm having a Four Loko that day.
Not me. It's gonna be strictly beer for me. That's my my weapon of choice. But yeah, I'm gonna get a little emotional. But to me, the Super Bowl is in the past. To me, at least, it's in the past because I want to win more of these.
Yeah.
Now, if the Eagles underperform like they did every year up to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna get pissed off. That's just what I do because
What the fuck, man?
no, I'll legit get mad. He knows I get mad. I get pissed.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'll be entertaining for you guys, but for me, it'll make me dead inside because I fucking hate getting mad over the Eagles. I hate doing it. David in Atlanta will be at the game. David in Atlanta is the Falcons fan.
He will be at the game.
He said, "I will be emotional when the Eagles banners dropped also," which is odd. But I will be happy for the Eagles fans I know and respect. You better respect us, David, because you're in Philly now. You're not in Atlanta. Nah, just kidding, buddy. You're going to enjoy
Nah,
it.
but
You're-
I think he might get emotional because he knows how close his team was and they choked it away.
yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they literally...
That's the only game in history that's ever gone to overtime in a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, not only that, the playoff game last year when it slipped through Julio Jones'
Yep.
hands. You were that close. That close.
Jalen Mills had him on lockdown, though.
Yeah.
That's why I like Jalen Mills a lot because, he played really well down the stretch.
Yeah.
And he always had it, too, even his rookie year, so...
But another thing with that Julio Jones catch, a lot of people don't know this, but if you actually go back and watch it, if he does come down with the ball, he's still out of bounds.
Yeah, he's still out of bounds,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't have even
Yeah.
mattered.
Yeah. I was there. I was in section 111. And
I was in 215.
I couldn't really see that well because it was on the other end of the field. But when I saw that the ball got tipped, I was like, oh, my God, no flag, no flag, no flag. And everyone around me just starts hugging each other. I'm hugging the people next to me.
We're hugging these people behind us.
Yeah, it's like, it was crazy because no one thought, we were like, wow, we actually did this. We actually won this fucking playoff game in this cold weather. And
I was just screaming. I was screaming so loud, trying to, trying to add noise.
yeah,
And I had the most burning headache over it. And I was just like, yo, if I die here,
it was
I don't
freezing.
give a shit. If I die here, as long as the Eagles win, I don't care.
Were you there, Ralphie?
I was there for the NFC Championship game.
I was there. I was there
yeah.
too. I was in section 103. I was
up top.
Yeah, you're up top. Yeah, what happened with me is I got lucky. I got on Ticketmaster. I 10 seconds it took me. I got a ticket for face value.
Really?
Yeah, upper deck. But I sat next to my friend. There's a little like covey like right next to his seats like
Yeah.
in the lower deck. So I just stood there the whole game.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome, dude. Like that was probably the best game I've ever been to.
Oh, yeah.
But I will never ever forget that playoff run. Like I never will. All right. But to me, that's the past, and now this is the present. We got to win more Super Bowls. We got to prove to the league that we're here to stay, and we're not one-hit wonders, flukes, whatever you want to call it.
There's no real team of the decade.
No.
Every other decade, like the 60s team of the decade, you're thinking of the Packers. The
Yeah.
70s team of the decade, you're thinking the Steelers.
Yeah.
80s team of the decade, you think the 49ers. 90s team of the decade, you think the Dallas Cowgirls.
Yep.
2000s team of the decade, you're thinking the Patriots.
Well, you could go with
There's no real team of the decade for this decade.
Well, you could go with the Cowboys or the 49ers for team of the decade. Because the 49ers were the team of the 80s.
49ers were the team of the 80s.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys in the 90s.
Yeah, Cowboys were. I didn't see. That's why I don't get all I get the Cowboys say because they're annoying, but like I wasn't around back then to see them win their
Yeah,
championships.
neither was I.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really like get all the going back and like splattering of them right now, unless you're older.
Well,
but
the divisions are a lot more lined up. There's
Yeah.
a little bit more competition than there was back then,
Mhm.
and the rules are a lot different now than they were back then. Like, to be honest with you, I don't think Michael Irvin would have lasted a full season in today's NFL.
Really?
Michael
With
Irvin.
the fucking push-offs he was always doing to get ahead, and all the illegal contact he was constantly doing that would have been called in today's game.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think he would have lasted very long in today's NFL.
Okay.
Now, Emmitt Smith and maybe Troy Aikman, that's a different story.
Okay.
But, yeah, and I don't think Irvin would have lasted in today's league.
So Jeff on Facebook says Philadelphia is a football town, but
Mhm.
if you want to spend your money on another sport, yes, you can chant Eagles. Just ask our first constitutional right. If these other athletes cannot take it, then give up your millions and go home and cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Wait. What was that? What was that last question? Like, what was he trying to say for statement wise on his last point?
He, at the last one, it says
Like
if
the
these
hit?
other athletes cannot take it, then give up your millions and go home and cry. I guess of the hits,
The hits?
illegal hits. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. I think his name is Jeff. Good question, Jeff. And honestly, yes, they do make millions of dollars. I'll probably never see a portion of what they have in my lifetime, but they're taking hits that are like having a head-on collision with a car, like every single play. So I guess we'll never know what it's like. I mean, I played football in high school, but not to this level, not to this extent. And in high school, I took a vicious hit, and it took me a little bit to get up. So imagine what they do every single
In
play.
high school, I did too.
Yeah.
I took a vicious hit, helmet to the ribs.
Yep.
And then while I went down, I tried to protect my fall from the wrist and hurt my wrist.
Yeah.
And
this goes on
now
every game.
I might need surgery because it's like on and off pain freaking 5 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No. and
I might end up getting surgery in the fall 'cause it's on and off pain 5 years later, and I might get arthritis if I don't get that.
No, and this goes on every game with these guys, and they give out these hardcore drugs to numb the pain on the sideline.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
that doesn't help with your brain either because it's not good.
No.
It's not.
It's not.
So I can see why they're changing the rules. I really do.
Mario also says on Facebook, yeah, if this is for the poll question, yeah, as long as it's not at a Phillies, Sixers, or Flyers game, or any Philly sports related event where their teams are doing great, unless they're in rebuild suck balls year, then all bets are off, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
I do it in minor league ballparks.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
one with two Blue
which
Rocks.
I've done it, which I've done before.
Yeah, because no one gives a shit about the minor league games.
Like in Lakewood, which a lot of the New York crowd goes to them games. We did it and we got booed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, it's to me, it's arrogant. It is arrogant. We are
to
Philadelphia.
me, it's like you're giving up on your team.
Yeah, but
That's what it's like.
to me in Philadelphia, we are arrogant fans. Guys, we are arrogant fans. We really are. We make sure people know that we're assholes. At the Hall of Fame game, we were carrying around a flag that said
That's coming
41 to 33.
That's coming in the mail for me in a couple probably later this week.
Like, we make sure that people know we're assholes. Like, we just go out of our way to do it. And that's just what you're dealing with in Philly. But, yeah, as a Philly fan, I think the chants are just getting a little bit more arrogant. Just a little bit more because now the Phillies are contending for a wild card spot.
Yeah.
Possibly the division. And
Half game back, they could end up in first place by the end
Yeah.
of the night.
Yeah. And you're still chanting for the Eagles. Like, I mean, yeah, it's right around the corner. This just proves that it is a football town. But if you're going to chant for a football team, go chant for the football team. Don't
Yeah.
go to the baseball game and chant for a team that you have no interest in to begin with, obviously, because you're chanting for another team. Don't ruin it for everyone else. And I've seen some of these Phillies fans get really annoyed by it. Like I have. F-Team said Irvin would have been suspended every year for something. If
Oh,
it-
yeah,
if he
oh,
played.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
the crack pipe situation, he would have been done.
Yeah.
Would have been done.
He
Oh,
would
yeah.
have been done, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He said the coke he did, the hookers he banged. Yeah. I agree.
He would have. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like Michael Irvin.
In fact, he might even be the reason as to why they cracked down on all that in recent memory.
Yeah, and David in Atlanta said he's buying us beer when he gets to the stadium.
He said
Yeah,
same thing. Yeah.
Week 1. Yeah, he's got us. I'll get you a cheesesteak from Delisandro's, the best cheesesteak place out there.
We'll get you. Oh yeah, we'll hook him up with the best cheesesteak we can find.
Yeah, definitely.
Not that Geno's or Pat's bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll hook him up with some real shit.
That tourist destination
Yep.
shit.
Yeah.
I actually thought Oregon Steaks was better than Pat's and Geno's.
So did I.
I did.
Yeah.
I think it's simple shit. Actually, I want to ask you, Ralphie, what's your favorite cheesesteak?
It's not Pat's and Geno's just because it's everybody goes there.
Yeah.
You know? Talk of the you know where Talk of the Town is, right? Where by Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good place. It's a little shop.
Yeah.
That's got a good cheesesteak. And also probably Phil's.
Phil's?
Yeah.
Never heard
Phil's
of
is
that
good.
one.
Yeah, I've actually never heard of that one either.
Oh.
I hear a lot of Steve's and I hear a lot of
Gyms,
Gyms. Yeah.
Fusco's, like I've heard of all them.
Yeah, I've heard of all of them. Makes me not want to go there, honestly. Like, I want to try something else. But, yeah, you know, and we're actually going to take a break right now. And on the other side of the break, we're going to talk more Eagles, we're going to talk Phillies, and we're going to talk in our new segment called Anything Goes, which means you could ask any question you want. I will answer it. Rob will answer it. Even Ralph will answer it. So, come back on the other side of the break. We will be here. Thanks for tuning in on the first side. This is the Hooligans. We'll be back.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
What is up, everybody? We are back from break on another episode of the Hooligans. This episode is sponsored by Scasano's Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Place in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. 856-889-3434. Check them out on the web at www.scasanosports.com. We are back here at the Real Talk Studios in lovely Mount Ephraim, right outside of Philadelphia. Now, we are here to talk about the Cy Young race. And I know we were going to talk about the divisional outlook. We'll get to that.
You want to change it up? You want to change
No,
it up?
no. I don't want to change it up. We're just going to talk about that since you showed me. The Cy Young race right now. Aaron Nola versus Max Scherzer. Very close race. Max Scherzer has a 2.11 ERA, and Aaron Nola has a 2.24 ERA. And both are on par for wins, so it's going to be a very close race down.
Well, like I told you earlier in the show, I think if Aaron Nola continues this run of dominance down the stretch, he's going to get it.
Right.
Because at this rate, he's 14-3 right now, and if say he wins 7 more games, say if he's 21-4 at the end of the year, there's no way you can tell me Aaron Nola's not going to win.
Aaron Nola's surprising me. Like, it's weird.
He has, and if you're comparing his stats to Roy Halladay's Cy Young Award performance back in 2010, Roy Halladay was 15-8 through his first 25 starts with the same exact ERA of 2.24 in 193 innings pitched. And Aaron Nola's doing this with less innings, less of a pitch count, much less of a little bit of a work less mentality, so they're not draining him the way they drained Halladay and Lee and all them back in the day. Aaron Nola with 15 wins, the last Phillies starter to win 15 games would be Cliff Lee back in 2013.
Right.
And that's just wow. That's just crazy.
Crazy
but
stat,
here
dude.
we are.
Yeah.
And Aaron Nola, he's just been automatic this year for the Phillies. And just watching, because I know they're playing the Mets in Syndergaard last night and DeGrom tonight for the Mets. Yeah. This is just crazy. And I say this because Syndergaard threw 128 pitches last night. Mm-hmm. Aaron Nola went 7 innings and both went 7 innings. Yeah. Syndergaard threw 128 pitches. I think Aaron Nola had exactly 100, something like that. And the DeGrom, seeing how they're not helping him at all. Fielding's in the field's bad. Hitting's not hitting for him. The relief pitching, when he gets it to the relief pitchers, they end up blowing the game for him. Mm-hmm. They're wasting, absolute generational talents on that team. And it's almost like I don't feel bad at all because it's the Mets. But it's insane to see how they're just gassing these starters and just draining these starters. Yeah. And especially that manager. And it actually made me, with Kapler, sometimes I might be critical of him, but give me Kapler over that Mickey Callaway any day.
To be honest with you, the more and more I watch Kapler, the more and more I don't like him. I think.
Well, I'm saying I'm critical of him a lot, but give me Kapler over that Callaway.
Right.
And both us and the Mets had managerial holes.
Okay.
We needed a manager at the end of last year. So.
Yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna talk about the division for the Philadelphia Eagles, the Giants, the Redskins, and the Cowboys. In about 10 to 15 minutes, we're gonna go into our next segment called Anything Goes, which means that is your guys' time. That is the fans segment. So you guys could ask us anything in about 10 to 15 minutes, any sport, any topic, doesn't matter. But we are going to talk about the divisional outlook right now for the Philadelphia Eagles and the other opponents in the division. Now, Rob, I'll start with you. Who do you think, and I asked this last week, does your mindset change on the opponent you think gives the Eagles the biggest threat?
No, not at all.
So you still have the Giants?
I still have the Giants, and I think the Eagles will win. They'll beat them. So.
Think so?
Yeah.
Has your opinion changed, Ralphie?
Yeah, it's still the Giants. I think the Giants still give us our toughest chance in the division just because of what they did on the offensive side and what they have on defense as well.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys, nothing really, shocks me with them. Nothing
Yeah.
really like gets me like worried about them. And same thing with the Redskins as well.
Yeah. Now, last week I said Giants. This week I'm changing it. I think the Cowboys are going to be our biggest threat. Reason being, I know you give me that cringe look.
What?
Reason being, whenever you don't expect the Cowboys to do anything, that is where they shine. And the
Oh, yeah.
And the Cowboys this year, I looked at the Vegas over/under 8.5.
Mhm.
All right, if you're a realistic fan, you think the Cowboys are probably going to win 7 games, maybe 6, especially getting rid of Des Bryant, not really having anything going for you last year. Reason why I'm saying they're going to be our biggest threat is because of one man, Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott missed 6 games last year. They still went 8-8. All right, you put him back into the lineup. The guy's a beast. I hate the Cowboys. I hate everything they stand for. I hate their fans. They're trolls. Ezekiel Elliott's a monster. All right, and Dak Prescott with Ezekiel Elliott in the lineup doesn't have to do much. All he has to do is drop the pass off. Dink and Dak. What is it? Dink and dunk Dak.
Yep.
That's all he has to do. He has to find an open receiver, wide open in the middle of the field, because everyone's zoned in on Zeke, and that's just going to make them better. I have the Cowboys going 10-6, 11-5 this year. And, yeah, I do. I'm being honest. And you give me this look, and you hate it, but it's the truth.
What, are you going to say that when every single team that plays the Cowboys stacks the box and stops Ezekiel Elliott with, like, everybody stacked in the box and makes Dak Prescott try to beat him, and it's not going to happen because he's got nobody to throw the ball to?
But if you stack the box against Ezekiel Elliott, that means that wide receivers are going to be wide open, and he could just dunk it off.
And they go one-on-one in coverage, and they're still covering because nobody that sticks out to you.
No, it doesn't matter because
it does matter.
Yeah, but if you're good enough to be in the NFL, it doesn't matter if you're a scrub, doesn't matter if you're mediocre, doesn't matter if you're good. If you're good enough to run routes in the NFL,
they got Cole Beasley and Tavon Austin trying to be number one receivers.
Cole Beasley
and 2
years ago. Cole Beasley 2 years ago was one of the hottest wide receivers
as a
in the
slot
NFL.
receiver, because that's all he is.
Yeah, but
he's a slot receiver.
Yes, but with Dak coming back, not Dak, with Zeke coming back, it just opens up a lot.
Yeah, all you got to do is stack the box to stop the run. It's simple. It's pretty
and
straight.
they play in
simple.
a fucking dome. They have perfect weather conditions 8 times out of the year. Like, they don't have to worry about weather. They don't have to worry about all this shit.
Except when they're on the road.
Except when they're on the road. Yes, I agree with that. But they know the divisional teams' playbooks. So I'm telling you, the Cowboys are going to be the biggest threat to us. As much as I hate those cockroaches, I do not like you guys at all. Don't like your fans. Don't like your coach.
When
don't
they
like
go
your
against
owner.
the Jaguars, when they play the Jaguars this year,
They'll lose.
That's going to go well.
Yes, I know. They'll lose against the Jags. I understand that. But they'll beat some of the teams where you don't think they're going to beat. Just because I feel them getting rid of Des Bryant was probably the best thing that they could have done.
It was half of the best thing because of his attitude and his arrogance and his me-first kind of mentality. But he was the number one receiver that really made things better for everybody else. It was the reason why guys like Jason Witten were open more. Terrence Williams, it created more holes for Terrence Williams to get open, Cole Beasley to get open, and there are other guys to get open. And now with that not being there, with all the attention not going to try to stop Des Bryant, now all of a sudden, who's going to, they're not going to be open as much because it's one-on-one coverage.
Yeah. No, and
there's just no safety help, so the safeties are going to be in more.
And Philly 500, I'll answer your question, your comment real quick. He says they got them going 7-9. I think the coach loses the team halfway, and Garrett has been there way too long. Garrett has been there way too long, but people have to understand, he's a puppet. He's not the head coach. The head coach is a guy named Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones runs that team, and if anyone doesn't see that by now, they never will. And Jerry Jones, in my opinion, was the guy that got rid of that. What's his name? Dez. He's the guy that got rid of Dez because he saw that this team could actually perform better without him. And honestly, Jerry Jones might be coming of old age. He might be losing his mind. I think he made the right move for once in his life in 20 years. I really do, and it's gonna hurt, but whatever. Henry Pena says Cowboys won't do shit this year. Hey, listen, I hope to God you're right. I just think they're a better team without Des Bryant. I really do. And, yeah. So, as for the Cowboys being the threat, I'm going to move on to the Giants. The Giants, in my honest opinion, after watching their first preseason game, I see Eli Manning not being a threat at all. I think he's going to do his job as a game manager. Saquon Barkley already got kind of hurt, kind of banged up, so that's a little bit of cause and concern because they have no one behind them. Their offensive line is still an issue. Their defense, whatever. Odell Beckham showing off on the sideline that he could catch with one hand. Never shows that he can catch with two hands. I just think it's a circus there. And to be honest with you, I changed my mind. I don't think they're going to be a threat to us at all. I think they're going to be a 7-9, 6-10 team at best. I just think until you get the circus out of town, you're not going to be very good, and that's just what I think about the New York Giants. As for their Washington Redskins, the Redskins are what they are. They have an owner who gives no fucks about the team at all. Everyone hates them down there. The fans are assholes. They signed Alex Smith, an older quarterback, instead of paying the one that they had there previously.
Right in his prime like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Alex Smith is pretty much the same exact QB as Kirk Cousins, but he's older. It's just a really weird situation down there in Washington, and they'll be last place. So I have the Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Redskins in that order, and that is pretty much that. So I will go to some of these questions here on Facebook. All right, Philly 500 said, Nitro, but you at some point a team tunes out its coach. Garrett's days are numbered. Yeah, but if a team would have tuned out its coach, they would have done it by now. Because he's pretty much...
He's there as long as Jerry Jones is the owner.
Yeah, exactly. They're answering to Jerry Jones. They're not answering to Gary.
He might be the best yes man in the world.
Yeah, yeah. Like you see the GIF on Twitter where he's clapping and he has no emotion. That's because he's not the head coach of the team. Jerry Jones is, and he's not going to get fired.
Isn't Jerry like the owner, the GM, might be the scout at this point?
Yeah, right.
Like, it's crazy, you know.
A mess, dude.
It's a huge mess, but it is what it is. Huge mess, man. And yeah, Saucy J said the Falcons are a tier over the Cowboys. I agree. I mean, in my opinion, I think the Falcons are one of the best teams in the NFC, top to bottom. They're the only team that really gave us fits in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
You know, if you really think about it, on the NFC side of the ball, at least. You know, the Patriots are the Patriots, but that was a one-game elimination. The Atlanta Falcons really played us tough. I know it was freezing out there, but they really could have won that game at the end of the game. And honestly, I was scared because I thought that last play was going to get called for a pass interference, and that would have ended the game.
Oh, yeah.
That would have ended the game because you have 4 more tries, and you're just running out the clock at that point. You're going to get it in at least once. But I'm just happy that everything worked out. Froston said Giants O-line is trash. Yeah, even with Willie Hernandez and Nate Solder, who they really overpaid for, I still don't think their line's that good. And Eli Manning's a statue back there, so I don't think they're a threat at all, to be honest with you. And David in Atlanta says, kudos to you, Kyle, a man who sees what I see. Yeah, he's an Atlanta fan. Of course, he's going to agree with me. Philly 500 says, I think this is Garrett's undoing. It's never going to be his undoing when Jerry Jones is the head coach of the team. Stephen Jones is the GM. Yeah, Stephen Jones is the GM.
Yeah, is he? Is he?
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he really? Yeah, it's pretty funny. One thing is for sure, blah, 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 blah. And, yeah, pretty much that's what I have. I have Eagles.
And that's Jerry's son, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's Jerry's son. Yeah, who's the one under him? The one that just graduated high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a weird situation. And F-Team says I have the Falcons as the wild card. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I have the Falcons winning the division.
They are in a tough division.
They could.
Yeah.
They are in a really tough division out there in the NFC South.
I have the Falcons winning the division. I think they're better than the Saints. I think they're better than the Panthers. And I definitely think they're better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's just how I see it. I think top to bottom, you know, you added Calvin Ridley. And
They're better. They're
better. I'm telling you, they're better. They have Julio Jones. They have Calvin Ridley. They have Matt Ryan, who's off and on every year. They have Freeman. They have what the hell's that guy's name? His backup. Freeman's backup.
Tevin Coleman.
Coleman, yeah, because I had him on DraftKings last year.
It's Uncle Lou's boy.
Uncle Lou. David Atlanta says can't be crucial because you agree with. David Atlanta says, wait a sec, Kyle. You hold up. I can be critical of my team, not because you agree with me, dude. Hey, listen, you can be critical if you want to, and I will be critical of your team, but I think you guys are going to win the division. I really do. I think you're the best team in that division. And I think what Alvin Kamara said just made him look like a bitch, because he said if we would have got to the NFC Championship game, which they didn't because they choked in the last few seconds, they said they would have beat us and kicked the shit out of us. Well, you couldn't beat the team in front of you, so how are you going to do that? Like fucking
They would have
idiot.
got killed.
They would have got murdered. You know, and everyone's like, oh, Saints would have been a worse matchup for us. No, they wouldn't have, because you had one of the hottest defenses coming in there, and we completely schooled them. So, yeah, I don't really get that. And F-Team says, I see your point now, Ralph. I don't know what that meant. If F-Teams, you could reiterate
I guess
that.
it's with the Jerry Jones, his son is the GM.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a family-run organization up there. It's always has been, always will be. Philly 500 said, we'll see Carson cleared for 11 on 11. I predict he gets cleared after Week 4 to play. And Week 4 of the preseason or Week 4 of the regular season? Because I could see him playing as soon as Week 3 in the regular season. That's what I could see. I don't think he starts. And this brings us into our last segment called Anything Goes. Anything you guys want to ask us on the show, anything sports related, no politics, just sports. If you guys want to ask us anything regarding any sport, doesn't even have to be Philadelphia, we'll answer it. And, yeah, that's pretty much the last segment on the show, but I'll read some of these comments going back. Alvin has one good season and thinks he's hot stuff. Yeah, I mean, first of all, Alvin wasn't by himself. He was with Mark Ingram. And now that Mark Ingram's suspended, I really want to see how Alvin Kamara acts as his own. Because Alvin Kamara is good, but I think that tandem of him and Ingram really overshadowed maybe what he really is. But we will see. We will see. Hey, Dave, I want you to ask anything you want. That is the point of the show. It is your time, pal. Ask anything you want on the show, sports related. Just leave out politics, please, because I'm not getting into that. Ask anything you want on the show, and I will answer it, and they will answer if they want to. And, yeah. Alvin has one good say. Yeah, I'll answer that. Week 11, Falcons 44, Cowboys 0. Yeah.
Who said that?
That was Henry Pena.
Who's that?
It's a commenter.
He's a nobody.
Oh my God. Wait, no, but he's agreeing with you.
What?
He said Falcons 44, Cowboys 0.
Oh, I thought he said Falcons 44, Eagles 0. What the hell?
no. He said Falcons 44,
Oh, jeez.
Cowboys 0. He's agreeing with you.
I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I'd love to see how that matchup's going to go, too, against Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah. Who do I think will win Rookie of the Year in the NFL? Who do you think is going to win Rookie of the Year?
Jeez. I don't know. It's tough to predict Rookie of the Year before every year. It's really tough.
Rookie of the Year?
Because it really could be like anybody drafted.
I will say my pick right here, right now for Rookie of the Year. And in my opinion, it's a fairly easy one. I'm going to go with Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold's going to win Rookie of the Year. I really do. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, first of all, he sticks out on that team because he's the only star there. Literally the only star there. Second of all, if he could perform just a little bit with that atrocious offensive line, he's gonna put a huge spotlight on himself. Yeah. And Sam Darnold is gonna be the best USC quarterback to come out of college.
All right, I got a good one.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield.
I can see Baker Mayfield.
They'll win 6 games this year.
You think so?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
Saquon
Barkley?
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't a bad one
It's
either.
not a bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Baker Mayfield, I'm going to talk about Baker Mayfield for a little bit since we're on it. Baker Mayfield, to me, I think he's a very hard-working individual. He was a walk-on at Oklahoma, and he got picked number 1 overall, which I thought was a little bit of a reach. I thought he would have gone maybe top 5, maybe 6, but they picked him as the Cleveland Browns would do. I think I had him going to the Jets. Baker Mayfield, I think, can be good, but I just don't like his – I don't like his frame. I don't like his Manziel style of play. I don't like anything about that.
He ain't no Johnny Manziel.
No, and I know
Baker Mayfield's got a really good football IQ. Johnny Manziel didn't have a good football IQ at all.
Well, Baker Mayfield's also he's actually a hard worker too.
He's much harder worker.
Yeah, he
than
walked
Manziel
on twice.
ever
Yes.
was.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he'll do well in Cleveland.
Yeah. He walked on at Texas Tech, and then he walked on at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Philly 500 said, Nitro, you and Rob are going to let me buy you guys some beers next time he comes out to Philly.
Yeah.
Definitely, dude. I love when people buy me beer. It's fun. It's great, man.
Yeah.
I'll buy you a beer, too. Yeah, come out to any game, man. I'll be there every single game besides the Colts game. I will not be at the Colts game.
I won't be at that one either.
Yeah, I won't be there. Baker won't play until week 12, he's saying. F Deems. What do you think about that?
Who the hell would start in his place? Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor. Honestly, if I'm the Cleveland Browns, and I'm being honest with you, they've lost for so many years. I would just go ahead and play Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Like, I really would. Like, I know Tyrod Taylor's there.
He'd be winning the job right now.
Yeah, he definitely would be.
Yeah.
You just nip it in the bud and just go for it. You know, he's a mobile quarterback. You brought in all these offseason additions. You brought in Jarvis Landry, who is a leader on that team. Huge leader on that team.
Yeah. And he's good, and he's fast.
Yeah.
And he's a burner.
Yep. And he's telling, listen, you saw Hard Knocks. I don't know if you saw Hard Knocks.
I saw some of it, yeah.
But on Hard Knocks, he pretty much stands in the middle of the room, and he's like, listen, if you have an injury, you play on that injury. Like, I'm not here to fuck around. We're here to play the game. And this is what the organization was kind of like cancerous, because people would have a sore and they wouldn't want to practice through it. And that's what you saw the Cleveland Browns is trying to change the organization. And I like that. I like that shit a lot. You know, but you're only going to have some of those people that want to do good for them, and you're going to have some of those people that want to do good for everyone. And that's why the Eagles won the championship, because it was a team, you know? Chris M says, can Rutgers sneak into a bowl game, or do you think it'll be like last year?
I hope so. I mean, the schedule does favor Rutgers' first 6 wins, though.
You know,
so, I mean, it is possible, but
listen, I'm a huge Rutgers fan. All right, we joined the Big Ten.
I got a good score prediction against Michigan State at Michigan State.
What?
Michigan State 48, Rutgers nothing.
There you go.
Hey, listen.
There you go.
All right, so I'm a huge Rutgers fan. I was there during the.
I feel so bad for you, man.
I don't. I don't. I'm used to it. Listen, I'm used to it. And you know the Rutgers. You know I was there when Ray Rice was there, Brian Leonard was there, Mike Teal was there, Jeremy Ito, the kicker,
the McCourty twins.
Yeah, McCourty
Kenny
twins.
Britt.
Like I was there for the good, so that means I got to be there for the bad. And they're always giving my college football team. They will be good again. They will be good again. I don't think it's going to be this year. I think they'll win like 4 games this year. I don't think, to answer your question, I don't think they sneak into a bowl game yet. I just think the teams around them are a lot more powerful. Like, and by a lot more, I mean a lot more. So I don't even think that the only time that Rutgers competed against a team at their full strength was against Michigan State with Connor Cook because he was garbage. But
oh, stop!
He was garbage.
Connor Cook is garbage.
He was garbage.
Oh my God!
He was pure garbage.
Stop!
I remember the point spread on that game.
His first year he won us a Rose Bowl. Stop!
So garbage.
Stop it!
Oh my God!
Come on,
and
Kyle.
what Michigan State won 35-24.
No, it was close the whole game. The point spread was 15.
Come on, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did play with Michigan. That was at Rutgers, right? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They did play with them. They almost won that game.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Connor Cook ain't garbage, bro. Come on.
Dude, he showed
Come
it.
on,
He
Kyle.
showed it in the Alabama game. He was so garbage.
Come on, dude. It's Alabama.
Yeah, but come on, man.
Come on. I can't believe you said that. Connor Cook's garbage.
He is.
His first year, he won us a Rose Bowl.
Yeah, but who's that
Come on.
against?
Stanford.
Yeah, but
When they had Andrew Luck, I think still.
Yeah, but
No, I didn't.
Oh no, it was the other kid.
The other dude.
It was Hogan, right?
Yeah.
so F teams just said Connor Cook is trash.
Stop. Stop.
No, I agree with you, F teams.
F Deems is probably a Kent State fan. That's why.
Kent State. We actually drove past that when we went to Ohio.
Yeah, I didn't even think it was there.
David in Atlanta says 3 questions. Number 1, will it shock you if the Falcons win the Super Bowl? Yes. Number 2,
It kind of would.
Number 2, how are you 100% confident the Eagles will win Week 1? I'm not 100% confident. I'm like 60.
I'm not 100% confident because we don't know if Wentz is going to play. We don't know if Alshon Jeffrey is going to play, and Timmy Jernigan is not playing. We don't know who's playing and who isn't with all these injuries adding up. So right now, I am not 100% confident at all.
Yeah, and number 3 said, how do you feel about Slitta? Let's be honest. That used to be his username. I think you're a cool dude. I mean, sometimes you're a little rough around the edges, especially with that whole AEP thing a couple years ago. But it seems like you guys are on good terms now, so that's a good thing.
What happened a couple years ago?
No, it was just a whole
Stupid shit?
Yeah, it was stupid shit. A couple years ago.
I don't even remember. What the fuck?
But yeah, no, you're a good dude, man. You really are. And he said and then F Team says Connor Cook is garbage in the NFL too. Well, yeah, he started against the Texans in that wild card playoff game, and he looked horrible.
And it was his first game.
Yeah,
It was his first game.
Looked garbage.
Okay, first game.
So who's my college football picks to win it this year? I'm gonna make it nice and easy for you. Alabama. I think Alabama's gonna win it again because of the college football playoffs, and it's so much easier for them to get into it. And if it's them versus 3 other teams, they're gonna win it every single time because Alabama's just stacked.
They just game plan for all 3 teams.
Yeah, they do. That's all they do, and it's bullshit. I thought Ohio State should have made it last year, but
I thought UCF should have made it last year.
I did too. I love UCF.
The committee really fucked themselves the whole year with Penn State when Penn State didn't get in.
Yeah.
So they.
They shouldn't have been in though.
No, they shouldn't.
Who, Penn State?
No, they shouldn't have been in that year.
No. Are you? I don't see. I know I hate Penn State. I hate them with a passion. I don't like anything they stand for. But I'm gonna be honest when it comes to their play on the field. Last year, I thought that there was at least 5 teams better than them. Like I thought Ohio State was better than them. I thought actually UCF was better than them. I thought Alabama was better than them. I thought that at least 5 teams were better than them. I'm missing one. Auburn. I think Auburn was better than them.
Well, the first year
Georgia.
when they won the Big Ten, I think it was week 1 or week 2. They lost to Pitt, didn't they?
Yeah.
They got upset by Pitt.
Yeah.
And then they went to, I think they played Ohio State and got blown out by Ohio State that same year.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, yeah, Georgia was better than them, and a lot of teams better than them. And F-Teams is like, he's asking you a question.
Okay.
All right? He's like, if I can admit Landry Jones is doo-doo, then you can admit Cook is garbage.
No. Can't do that. Cannot do that.
And David in Atlanta says, one more question. Georgia wins national title, both yes or no? No, I don't have Georgia win the national title.
They'll get back there because, dude, I really do like Jake Fromm. I think that dude's kid's pretty good, man. I do like.
No, I got
like
someone
Georgia
that-
squad.
I got someone that I can admit is garbage.
Who?
Jimmy Clausen.
Oh God.
He was probably one of the worst prospects to ever come
put
in the
He
league.
was pretty bad.
What about Brady Quinn?
Oh, God.
I
Stop
thought he was
it.
going to be something in the NFL,
Yeah.
and then
Then he went to Cleveland, right?
yeah.
Brady Quinn.
I actually liked Brady Quinn too.
Yeah.
Last year, I was listen, Chris M. I was actually in New York for that game, watching it at a bar. Me and my friend Sean, we hate Penn State with passion, so we weren't even playing them. It was them versus Iowa, and this is what you're bringing up. Iowa was so close to beating them, and we're like, yeah. Then all of a sudden, a last-second touchdown from Trace McSorley. I think it was to Saquon Barkley actually in the end zone, and they won the game. That was in Iowa.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, and then everyone was like, yeah, Penn State. I was like, dude, we're in New York. So I was like, yeah, whatever. And David Roska's like, am I ready for SummerSlam tomorrow night? To be honest with you, I don't really watch wrestling. You know, I used to. But I'll tell you one thing. Brock's going to lose. Ronda's going to win. And I think I saw another one. Yeah.
Who's Deshaun Kaiser playing on now?
Deshaun, he's Cleveland, right?
You know,
No,
Cleveland
Green
no
Bay.
more. Green
Green Bay?
Bay, and he's
Oh.
the backup in Green Bay.
Yeah, I think he's the 3rd string.
Yeah. Dave's a Calgary fan? Dave,
Yeah, he told me on the phone because they used to play in Atlanta, and he was a fan of them in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So he stuck with them.
Okay. Yeah, and Chris M said Georgia is good. They're good. I just don't see them getting to the championship game again.
I'm still pissed they beat Notre Dame by 1 point last year in Notre Dame.
Who's their quarterback, Georgia?
Jake Fromm.
Jake
Fromm.
Fromm. He's all right. What about Jalen Hurts? That's a good subject to bring up. Because Jalen Hurts.
It's a battle out there.
Yeah, it is.
It's a battle out there.
I honestly don't think it's a battle. I think Tua should start the whole year.
I think so too. What you saw with Jalen Hurts in the national championship
It was
game, I mean,
terrible.
how much
it was
worse can he
horrible.
get? You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
That was bad. And Tua just made it look easy. You know? It's a creep Alip said. Said Buckers is an
Horrible.
embarrassment to the Big Ten. All right, well,
There it is.
say what you want.
There it
Listen,
is.
say what you want. I'm loyal, man. I'm a loyal fan, and I've been there for years.
Yeah, right.
And I'm not ready to give in right now because when we win that national championship one day, I will be there. So that's all that matters to me, you know, because I'm a loyal fan, and that's what happens. I stuck with the Eagles thick and thin. I'm going to stick with the Rutgers thick and thin. And that's what's going to happen because we're going to win the championship one day. SEC should come down to Alabama and Georgia again. I think it's going to come down to Alabama and Auburn. I think it's going to be Alabama and Auburn. It's going to be another Iron Bowl. I think it's going to be that. Them or No, FSU isn't in the SEC.
No, they're in the ACC.
Yeah, and you know that's another thing I want to talk about. LSU, they're the biggest underperformers in the SEC every single year. When they had Les Miles, they blamed it on him for underperforming. But the thing is they never get talent to match up with teams like Alabama and Auburn. They used to be a powerhouse when Nick Saban was there, and now they're like nothing. So
one team I want to see this year is UCLA with Chip.
UCLA with Chip.
Yep.
He's going to perform there. I'm telling you. He's going to perform there.
They'll be interesting to see, but I think it'll take a couple years before they start to really when recruits start to kick in and all that, I think they'll start to do well.
Rob, this question's for you. Who do you like for the fourth running back spot on the Eagles?
Josh Adams.
You like Josh Adams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Josh Adams too, Philly. What about you?
Yeah, I'd probably have to go Josh Adams because I don't see the three running backs I cover right now are Matt Jones, Pumphrey, and Wendell Smallwood.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Wendell Smallwood.
I don't like Wendell Smallwood at all.
I don't like him either.
When he fumbled versus Dallas, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I almost threw something at the screen because that lost us the game. And then that was all
a lot of these running backs undrafted, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, big time. Auburn, they never have a QB at LSU. Yeah, that's true. And Mettenberger. To be honest, I don't even know their names.
He was awful at the Titans that one year.
Yeah.
Zach Mettenberger.
Yeah. It was terrible.
At least he made it, though.
I remember the Eagles. There was a game against the Eagles at the Link, and the Titans and Mettenberger came in, and the Titans had a really young offensive line. They sacked Mettenberger like 10 times and picked him off like 5 times. It was like sad almost.
Yeah, Henry Payne, he misunderstood you. He thought you were saying the Falcons were going to destroy the Eagles. Yeah, he completely misunderstood you.
Yeah.
Chris M says some SEC teams get hyped up all off season, but then they're trash when the season comes. Yes, it's very true. Other than Alabama, because everyone that watches college football like myself know that Alabama is going to win the SEC West or whatever they're in. And for college football, I'm going to make damn sure that the cable's working in here because I got to watch these games. Because this year I can't really go to many Rutgers games because I'll be doing my show, which is fine. I don't really care this year, you know. And then we got South Carolina's a sleeper team. Matt Jones has cement hands. Yes, he does. Thanks, Philly 500 for that. And then David in Atlanta says, final score week 1 just for my sake. The sake and my trip. I say Falcons 28, Eagles 21. I mean, I can see you guys winning for sure. I can. It's one of these games where everyone's coming back from injury, and you're really trying to put the best team on the field you can. So, I mean, if we win, I wouldn't be shocked. But then again, it's not a game that I'm betting on anymore. I was going to bet on this. I'm not betting on this game. I'm just not doing it because it's too – you just don't know. You don't know. And question, Falcons win week 1. Will you guys give me credit or say ring check? I'll give you credit if you win. If you lose,
I don't ring check. And I don't ring check after 1 year either.
Yeah, I don't ring check regardless because
it'd be a congrats crow video. I'm not that kind of fan the way fucking Cool Joe 35 used to be.
I'm not a person that ring checks. You wanna know why? Because I dealt with years of losing, and I'm not. And I hate it when people try to ring check me. Like it's like it sucked. Like every single time it was like, how many rings do you have? In the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, I wanna fuck this guy up.
Yeah, right.
Like I didn't like it at all. So yeah, I'm not gonna do it to you. You guys were close, and you guys. Unless you, like, mess with me, then I'm going to say, yeah, we have one. Where's yours? But I'm not going to do it out of nowhere. I'm not like that. Philly 500 said, only thing I worry about is complacency. Yeah. I mean.
It's about right, yeah.
Yeah. And Matt Jones says, yep. He's excited. F-Teams is excited to see the battle between Trevor Lawrence and Kelly Bryant.
Trevor Lawrence is going to be a stud, man. I really do like him. Yeah.
Yeah. What team does he play for?
Clemson.
Clemson?
He's like 6 foot. I think he's 6'6", 19. I think he's like either 19 or 18 years old. But dude, that kid's got a cannon.
Cannon.
Yeah.
Cannon. Yeah.
Really good.
I mean, Clemson's another team.
Number
you could
one
watch out
rated
for.
prospect for quarterbacks too.
Really?
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence was.
All right. Yeah, that should be interesting. I forgot about Clemson, actually. They won the championship a couple years ago. We have a bet here live on the air. Dave in Atlanta said, look, here's a bet. Falcons win. Hat bet. Eagles win. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I can't. Fuck. I'll be there. Yeah, he wants to do a hat bet. If the Eagles win, we give him. He gives us an Eagles hat, and if they win, we give him a hat signed. Would you be in for that bet, Rob?
What?
Hat bet with Dave in Atlanta.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, I might do that. Just let me know a week before. F-Team says Clemson QB just needs to put some muscle on and he could fling it. Yeah, I mean, that's what Ralphie was just saying. Philly 500 said, David in Atlanta, do you consider where all the Falcons Super Bowl rings, video ring checking? I don't consider it. Yeah. See, I don't ring check. I just don't do it. Like, that's something Cowboys fans do. I don't do that. That's stupid. And we have the most recent title, so which means we have the most opportunity to ring check somebody, but like I'm not an asshole, so I'm not gonna do it. And we have some mixing back, going back and forth. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys watch soccer. You probably don't.
Nah.
No.
Yeah, I do.
All right. So I'm a huge Juventus fan.
Me too. Die-hard fan.
You are? Holy shit!
Yeah, my whole family.
I didn't know, man.
Yeah.
Cristiano almost scored his first goal today.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it was 3-2. They beat Kievo, and that's actually a pretty bad loss. Pretty bad win, I mean, because Kiev is like the Cleveland Browns over there in Italy. They're pretty bad.
It's a right team, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But, win is all that matters. Cristiano's going to get his feet wet. They're going to win champions this year.
NL MVP might be a pitcher this year.
Wait, what?
NL MVP might be a pitcher this year.
Really?
Because the war for Nola, Scherzer, and DeGrom is 3 full points higher than any position player's war.
Yeah.
Freeman's got the highest WAR at 5.4. Kane, Milwaukee, 5.4. Arenado, 4.6. Carpenter on the Cardinals, 5.2.
Mm-hmm.
Nola, 7.8. Scherzer, 7.3. DeGrom, 6.8.
Wow.
So
we'll see. I mean, I think DeGrom should win Cy Young and MVP.
I think DeGrom has a legit chance at winning Cy Young, but I don't think he's going to get it with how his team's performing around him because his numbers are not there to win it the way Scherzer's and Nola's are.
Chris M likes Tottenham in England. Yeah, they have pretty decent players.
Premier League, yeah.
I was watching Manchester City the other day.
Yeah, well, they're the best in the Premier League.
That just started up too.
Literally like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
I mean, the Premier League's a very tough league. They have a lot of competition over there. My friend likes Arsenal. I bust his balls every single year because they're not very good.
Mm-hmm. They always flop.
Yeah, they always.
They always had the talent, but they always flop.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like I said, I'm a huge Juventus fan, and I could definitely see them winning champions this year. I mean, they had their shots the last 4 years. With Pirlo in his last year against Barcelona, but now that you have the one guy that beat you 2 years ago, it should be a little bit easier because Cristiano Ronaldo's, in my opinion,
33 years old and still doing it.
Still
it's
doing
crazy.
it. Yeah,
Wild.
and he's the best player in the world. Some people will say Messi, but in my opinion, it's Ronaldo, hands down. F-Team says, I like wherever Ronaldo plays. That's most people, which I can't really stand, but it's whatever. It's your opinion. Dave in Atlanta said, I'm excited for the trip and the game. And Eagles fans, enjoy your ceremony. You guys deserve it. Thanks, Dave. I will enjoy the ceremony. I will actually be there all day. I'm actually taking off work that day. I'll be down there around like 1 because I know there's a lot of festivities going down. I might join the Green Legion, see where their tailgate's at. And I heard something about an A2D radio tailgate coming up.
Yeah, we might do a tailgate down there for opening night. That would be pretty cool to do.
Yeah, definitely. I
All
mean,
right, let us know.
Yeah. Well, we're part of the station.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, if they have
But still, if they have it.
if they have a tailgate, we'll definitely be down there.
I guess I'll be bouncing around from tailgate to tailgate.
Yeah.
We'll have to
he
see.
has like 1,000 tailgates to go to. Yeah.
From 1 o'clock, I'm thinking about getting down there at 1, so we'll see.
I'll be down there by 1. Yeah, if we throw a tailgate here at ATD, I'll definitely be down there. Come down and say hi. It'll be probably everybody.
Yeah.
Ralph, Chucks, Tom. It'll be everybody.
Yeah.
It'll be a good time. And we have everything else. If I had to pick, he'd say Man U. Man U's not going to win the Premier League this year. No chance in hell. And what else? I saw one. All right, F-Team says T. Higgins will be the next great Clemson wide receiver. What do you think about that?
I do. I agree with that. Clemson is really a dark horse because the ACC is so weak that what kind of teams are in the ACC? You have Louisville's in there. That's really not that good. And Clemson just runs the ACC every year, no matter what their talent is. It always seems like they're running the table in that conference.
Yeah.
So, but my 4 teams, if we want to go college football real quick, my 4 teams for the national playoff or the college football playoffs, it's obvious Alabama's in there, Clemson's in there. I can see Washington making another run again and getting in there, and then I have to say, and I really do hate them. I hate them more than I do Penn State, and that's Ohio State.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State is built to get back into there.
They are.
And it sucks to say because Urban Meyer's a dickhead and a scumbag for what's going on in there.
Yeah.
But we're not going to get into that because I don't like talking about that shit. But
Yeah.
but I can see Ohio State getting back into the college football playoffs.
Yeah, Ohio State's beast, and their coach Urban Meyer is a legend. You know, he's a legend more at Florida, but he will be at Ohio State because he's a great coach. Now, do I think he should have been fired? Me personally, no. Because it had something to do with a different coach, and it's not anywhere near what happened at Penn State. But yeah, I think suspension was a good punishment. I really do. But you have a different opinion on that. Everyone does.
Yeah.
That's why we don't really get into conversations like that because people end up throwing stuff at people. we don't want that. We definitely don't want that here at ATD. So, and we have. All right, so David Atlanta says, I will be up in Philly the 5th. Let's tear it up. And can he come to the tailgate? Can he come to the tailgate?
Yeah, I got see what Tommy's all about. Yep.
Yeah.
Tommy's setting up everything. So.
Yeah, everyone will get to meet Tom. He's a very nice guy, actually. And
Tom's cool. Yeah, he's cool.
He might throw something at you if he disagrees with you, but he's a very nice guy.
He might start screaming at you.
Yeah, he doesn't mean to scream. That's just him.
He screams like 6'9" during his concerts.
Yeah, right. Dave, are you flying or driving? He's flying, obviously. It's a quick flight. Hit him up on Twitter, exchange numbers. He's talking to Philly 500 right now. And we have MSU. Yeah, it's Creep Elite said something about MSU, like, not even making a run or something like that.
What did he say?
I don't know. He said MSU may not or some the playoffs. Yeah, he's talking about the playoffs.
Yeah, he's a Michigan State fan as well.
Yeah.
Michigan.
I can see for Michigan State. I think we can touch 11 wins.
Who's your QB?
It is Brian Lewerke.
Is he better than Connor Cook?
Stop. Stop.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Michigan State to me, I don't hate Michigan State. I really don't. My buddy's a Michigan State fan, Josh. He's a huge Michigan State fan because he went to a school that actually had the same exact logo as Michigan State, and he just followed them ever since then. But yeah, I think Michigan State is that one team that I think will be in the middle of the pack, but they won't really get over the hump because
They struggled last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
No.
What year did they struggle? The year before?
2 years ago. We went 3-9 2 years ago.
There it was,
Yeah, they really
okay.
sucked too.
When we had Tyler O'Connor, because we beat you guys week 2.
Yeah, I remember
2 years
that.
ago.
That was Notre Dame really struggled
Yeah.
that year too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Lee
was bad.
Lee Work said F-Team says Lewerke is way better than Cook. I agree.
Stop.
I don't even know
Come
who the guy.
on,
I don't even
man.
know who the guy is.
Brian Lewerke, come on. It's all right.
Yeah.
Stick to the NFL. It's all right.
F-Teams did say Michigan State has nice uniforms.
No,
They
thank
do.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. But yeah, there'll definitely be a lot of college talk come September. I love college football.
It's right here. 31st, I think, is when the first full Saturday is when full games
Yeah.
are. 31st.
Who's the first game?
Oh man, I might have to look that up.
There's always a one premier team.
Isn't it like opens up Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Thursday night. It's
Yeah.
like the Chick-fil-A Bowl, right, or something like
Yeah.
that. Last year, I think it was like Ohio State and for the Big Ten, it was Ohio State and Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me look.
And Chris M said Notre Dame Yankee uniforms suck. I actually think
Ew,
they
I
look.
hate
I
them.
think they look pretty nice.
Yeah,
actually.
I hate them.
And Dave said this show was so much fun, Kyle, Rob. Would you two be interested in doing a collab with me before a game? Yeah, I'll do a collab, bro. Yeah, definitely. Like, even if you want to come in studio, yeah, you could come in here. Like, we could talk. Yeah, I just have to okay with Tom, and, you know, we could definitely have you come in.
Russo's coming to the game?
Yeah, he's coming.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. It's going to be fun, dude. Good. Yeah, we're going to the game after this. DeGrom versus Arrieta. I think DeGrom is going to shut them down. I think it's going to be like 5-0.
I think it's going to be 1-1 and the Phillies win in 10, 11 innings.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Should be fun.
Going for the series win today. Need it. Bad.
Yeah, Dave, I'll hit you up after the show. But yeah, we're ready to wrap this up because we're hitting the 3 o'clock hour right now. And I just got to give a shout-out to our two sponsors, Gibson Mayer LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 301 Oxford Valley Road, Yardley, PA, 215-369-3300, our public accountants, make them yours. And also check out Scazano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 856-889-3434, www.scazanosports.com. Go get your sports needs live from the Real Talk studio. This was the Hooligans with Rob Young,
Kyle.
producer. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll be back next Saturday at 1. See you guys later.